JOATD, complete right side crankcase rebuild. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is put the speed sensor gear on. We're going to put on a snap washer. It's 2 grooves on here. It's one towards the bearings and then it's one closest to you. So the first thing we do is use our snap ring pliers. Put it in here, open it up, slide it across. Keep going until you get to the second groove. Make sure you put it in the groove. That's in the groove. So that's the second groove closest towards the case. All right. Then you're going to put the speed sensor gear on. And it goes in this little notch right here. See it? It has a little notch on it. Put it down. Like that. And then you're going to put on the warp washer. It's the one that's kind of warped looking. Put that down. Then you're going to put on the regular washer. Then you're going to put on another snap ring. Take your pliers. Make sure you push it all the way in, down. Alright, so that's in there. Just make sure you got it all the way down. Sometimes it'll look, there it is. See, it wasn't all the way down. So you gotta make sure that's snapped all the way in there. That's in there now. Alright, so what we're gonna do is start setting up the shifting mechanism here. This thing right here goes over top of the drum, the shift drum right here. This little dent or cutout right here, it goes right on this key. So you just put it on the key, make sure it's on it. Then you're gonna put this screw in it, screw side down. Put it in there, screw it down. It is a 12 millimeter. Put it in there, 12 millimeter. And you click it off to 22 foot-pounds or 30 newton meters. Alright, so that's down. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put your shift guide on. That is this right here. Now, when I took mine apart, I made sure that everything stayed together. Okay? If you look in here, this is how it looks when you put it together. The rounded sides are in and the flat side is out. Then you got the little ball, and then it's a spring behind it in here, in these holes that's behind this. Okay, so you're gonna flip it over this way with the pin sticking close out to you. Slide it down on it. That. Line it up like that. That's how it's supposed to be. Alright, so you're going to put these 2 10 millimeter screws in here. You're going to put some blue thread locker on it. Put that in. Another one. Put that one in here. Got both of them in. You're gonna run them down. We're going to torque them down to 10 Newton meters or 7.2 foot-pounds. That's it. First thing you're going to do is this little ball right here. That's what the end of your spring hooks on. You're going to hook it onto the ball and then sit it back in there. You got to make sure it's sitting up under. See how it's up under it? It goes up under there, and then put the bolt in. But make sure it's attached, okay? So I'm gonna do that right quick. So basically, you're gonna get it just like that. See how it's behind it? And then screw this down just a little. And take your pair of needle nose pliers and grab the spring and slide the spring over this ball right here. So we got it on there, and then all we got to do is just screw it down. Once you get the lever connected with the spring, you're going to tighten this 10mm nut to 7.2 foot-pounds or 10 Newton meters. Alright, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to install your shift shaft. Okay, now you're going to put this collar on first. So collar, it goes right here. Then you get your shift shaft. You put your washer on it. Like that. Slide it all the way down. Then you lube the shift shaft. Alright. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the shift shaft right through this hole. Like that. Now this, you got to get a screwdriver for this part. Stick it right in between here, open that up, slide it on over. You're going to push this down and then rotate it so that you can get it right over that, just like that. And that's how you get the shift shaft on. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to do is put the oil pump on. I'm going to put the 2 gasket rings back in. This one right here. Then it is one right here. Got those in. Then I'm going to put the oil pump on. Let's see how you know which way it goes on is the 2 holes right here go right here. So this screw right here with the 2 holes beside it goes over here. Alright, let's put it on. All I did was clean these up pretty good. Let's go here. I'm gonna go right there. Go ahead and tighten them down just a little bit by hand. Do it in a star pattern. These bolts here are T30s, and you're going to click those off to 10 Newton meters or 7.2 foot-pounds. Alright, let's go ahead and click them off. Like I said, it's a T30, and it is 10 Newton meters or 7.2 foot-pounds. That's one. Alright, got the oil pump torqued down. Alright, so now we're going to put the oil pump gear on. Here's the a brand new one. Has the part number on it. Alright, so this gear has like a little flat side on it, and it's shaped just like this. Okay, now to know which side to put it on, you're going to put it on the flat side. See how that's flat? And you see how that has like a little bulge on it? And if you look on this side, it has 3 dots. It has 1, 2, 3 dots. And on this side, it doesn't have anything. So we're going to just put that on. Got that on. And then we're going to put the snap ring on. Has a little small snap ring that goes with it. Get your snap ring pliers. Slide it on there. Now make sure you push it all the way down so that it's actually in the groove. Okay. I like to make sure that it's actually like pushed all the way on. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is put the balancer gear on. First we're going to put this key in the top of it right here. I'm going to put a little oil on it. Put the gear on. Just like that. I'm going to put the lock washer on. Here's the part number for the lock washer you need. The lock washer goes on with this little point right here facing the gear. Just like that, goes right in that little cutout right there. Just like that. We're going to put the bolt on. Goes right here. After you put the bolt on. Alright, so we got the bolt on. I'm just going to leave it just like that. Alright, so now I'm going to do the primary gear here. Put your key in it. Got the key there. Put a little oil on it. And put the, well, take the key off first and put the washer on first. Then put it on. Put the other washer on. Has a little cutout for the key. Slide that on. I'm gonna put the gear on. It's the double gear. Goes right where the key is. Okay, now before you push it all the way down, you're gonna turn this gear and you're gonna see this little punch mark right here. It's a little punch mark right there. Find the punch mark on here and then mesh them together. There you go. So you got both punch marks right with each other. That's gonna balance everything out. Everything's gonna, move like it's supposed to. Put the lock washer on. Here's the part number. Again, when you put it on, you're gonna put it with the part that's pointing out into the actual area where the gear, it has a cutout for it at. See it right there? Roll on. Just like that. Now, once you got it lined up with the punch marks, you can test it to see if it's gonna work. Just start pulling it like this. You see. Alright, that lets me know that it's working. Alright guys, so the next thing we need to do is torque off this balancer gear nut here. The torque for this nut is 100 foot-pounds or 140 newton meters. The size of the nut is a 32 millimeter. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start clicking this off. Now, right here I have like a little screw that stops the gear from spinning, so it kind of jams it so that the gear won't spin, and I got it clamped down in a vise. Alright, on to the next one. This one right here is the primary gear. The torque for this is 110 foot-pounds or 150 newton meters. The size of the socket is a 30 millimeter. I have the screw that is jamming the gear over here now, and I'm going to go ahead and click this off. Like I said, it is a 30 millimeter nut or socket for this, and the torque is 110 foot-pounds or 150 newton meters. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is bend the tabs down for the lock washers for both of these nuts here. You're going to take a screwdriver, put it behind it, push it out just a little bit. Get you a pair of pliers, grab it, and just bend down on it. Just like that. Same way with the one on the bottom. Turn it around, put the screwdriver behind it, Take a pair of pliers. And the tabs down. Still have one here and one here. Get your screwdriver behind it. Pull it towards you. Bend this down too. And there you go. All right, so that's the end of the right side crankcase rebuild. This is JOATD, and I'm out.